Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Jake here from SnowOnly Plus, along with Mark from SnowOnly.com. Thought we'd give you a quick video, just a quick market update, ready for 2026. Got a lot of people on the ground at the moment, Mark, right?
Yeah, to be fair, the reason that I wanted to kind of do this was it's changing a little bit in resort at the moment. So I just want to give people a certain amount of expectation. Everyone I've spoken to is kind of breaking up now. I've just come back from last week. I was in the Three Valleys for about a week, Maribel, Latanya, driving around Courchevel, and you could just feel that there was it's starting to kind of change. Everyone was kind of prepping for the season in terms of the rentals and all that kind of stuff. A few people were getting into resort in terms of going skiing. Snow was okay. Up the top was okay. I spoke to someone last night, so there was a little scattering of snow, a little bit more. But I guess it probably has a good base at the moment. Probably needs a little bit more snow. It needs to get a little bit colder. But you can feel it's the start of the season. So what I wanted to kind of just get across a little bit today was I just checked our analytics as well. And since 1st of December, the website inquiries and traffic has gone up by over 200%. So huge differences. In the last 2 days, we've had people that we've 6 months prior have been calling going, I'm in resort, can I see property? I'm in resort, can I see property? Like, that mentality has just changed for people. And I think the thing that you and I have experienced over the last week maybe means that things need to be a bit more prepared in terms of being impulsive, in terms of, I want to see property. We've got a buyer coming in. I'll stop waffling in a second, but we've got a buyer coming in that's staying there for Christmas and New Year. It's got a very healthy budget, but wants to see all the properties available to him. As I said in a video a few weeks ago, they're all rented. How's he going to get into them? Unless people were somewhat prepared for all these eventualities, it just makes life pretty difficult to see everything. The guy that we have at the moment in Morzine still needs to get his mortgage sorted. You and I have discussed this recently. How long does it take to get a mortgage sorted?
Yeah. Well, around these days, obviously, especially mortgage brokers that work in the Alps, they're super busy, right? And it's not just the mortgage brokers that are busy; it's also the notaires that are super busy. So the mortgage broker needs to liaise with the notaire, as we're seeing with one of the clients that we're dealing with at the moment. And these things just take time. And then, unfortunately, the buyers can get slightly frustrated because they want to get stuff sorted before the end of the year, or they want to get things sorted as soon as possible. And in some cases, it takes a bit longer than people actually expect. So this is why when we say try and get all your ducks in a row, and like we said before, it sounds like a sales pitch, but it's actually just to save you, time, stress, and just connecting with people as soon as possible to make your transaction as smooth as possible, really.
Yeah, look, as I said, like the process at the moment is really interesting. So you have website engagement up by 200%, and usually in January it goes up even more. So I expect it will probably go up to like 400% in January. Coupled with that, you have people that are quite impulsive, but on the balance of that, you have everything rented, which is why we did this video recently about, I think off-plan property will be the one that sells the most, because it's the only thing you can actually access during the peak seasons. So you've kind of got this imbalance of everyone wants to look at property, none of them are available, everyone's impulsive, and we're telling everyone to get our ducks in order. So do you know what I mean? It's yes. Just a little bit. So I think that the reason that we kind of jump on these things just to advise people, if you are considering going out in January, February, March, April, we've had so many situations where people have maybe failed their mortgage or think they're in a good position for a mortgage, but actually can't obtain a mortgage. I think just to save people a lot of time and effort, it is important to speak to notaires before you go out there as a kind of just a neutral conversation. It is important to speak to you and get the recommendation about the mortgage, because It does take a couple of weeks, especially when people are buying at the moment. So these people have priorities. There's only 10 hours roughly working time in a day for these people to get through everything. So you need to provide a lot of information in terms of your mortgage structure and see if it's approved. So it's best to kind of do these things before you go out there. So when you are in a position, if you can get to see property and you do want to be impulsive, you're in a perfect position to do it. At the moment, we're kind of working in a little bit of a backwards, forwards kind of situation in terms of, oh, I'd like that. Oh, I haven't got anything approved. What would you like us to do?
It's a tough one because everyone's case is different and every person's different as well, right? And how we all buy things is completely different. So it's very hard to put everyone in a box and say, look, this is the right way for you to do it. But just from, like, we do this day in, day out, right? So we know the process inside out. And when we say speak to these people, these aren't like, I think there might be a misconception of these are going to be like hard sales pitches for people to win your business. When it's not the case. It's literally, we're here to try and help you, get all the things that you need. And these people are here to work with you, not try and sell you, a mortgage on day one of meeting you or their services and whatnot. They're actually here to help because they're an extension of our service. So, if you are serious and we're going to have a lot of people going over Christmas and in January as well. So if you are looking into getting a mortgage and just want to kind of, educate yourself on the journey and the buying process, then connect with the experts as early as you can, because then you've got all your research done, right?
Yeah, of course. And they can obviously do that through you, Jake. I think that the interesting thing on our analytics as well, we always talk about a lot of UK buyers coming over. If you can guess where the UK inquiries on our analytics are, they're actually third. You wouldn't believe who are in front.
My brain says south, so like London, but it's probably not that. I was maybe Manchester.
No, as in country.
Oh, country. Oh, UK's third. Oh, right. Okay. That's pretty crazy, actually. I thought it would be number one, to be honest.
So would I. Yeah.
Fair
so
enough.
Second, we have the US. And at the moment, in December, the first is China.
Really?
Yeah. So you can obviously see how the world is kind of like, I think, kind of open a lot. It used to be so predominantly UK based going over. And I'm not saying it's not, but it's I think the skiing is kind of really, let's say, boomed. I just think it's open to a lot more countries at the moment in terms of accessibility, flights, etc. We've had a lot of inquiries recently for Japan. That's always quite a good one for us. Amazing snow record over there. But I guess for us, still, there's a real focus on France. People kind of following the snow, some high altitude stuff, but it's going to be super, super busy over Christmas. So interesting from our point that the website we can see has gone up, minimum 200%. Real diversity in terms of international buyers. We've got some really good people on the ground that we work with that are kind of there to kind of meet and greet and educate people on the particular market that they're interested in buying. But there is the flip side of accessibility at the moment, which is a little bit tricky, and obviously timing for when people want to ski and see properties. I think the message I kind of want to get across to a lot of people is you're not the only one that wants to view a property.
That's very true.
Which I think a lot of people think they are, because it's like, I'd like to see it there. And I'm like, yes. And the other 50 people that are looking in the same place, in resort with the same developer or same agent.
Yeah. Whilst half of the agents have gone on holiday for Christmas and the other half of the developers have also gone on holiday for Christmas.
Yeah, of course. And I think actually the magic of, just to kind of finalize, I mean, I don't want to waffle too much. As I said, I think getting your ducks in order, making inquiries for sure. But just people's expectations of going there and suddenly you've got 2 hours and then going, I'd like to view property. My advice is just be a little bit more organized. If you're going in January, start doing it now. Book some times with people, maybe finalize the properties that you actually want to view. So then we can kind of book those in rather than just going, I'm here in the middle of the Maribel. I'm standing outside the chalet. I'd like to look at it. And I'm like, well, of course. But
that happened this morning, right? No, you were speaking to a client that
Yeah, of course. Yeah. A guy that we've been speaking to for 6 months, and he's just like, that property that I viewed 6 months ago, I'd like to see it. I'm standing below it. I mean, luckily but this is what I'm saying. Luckily, it's an off-plan development. So again, accessibility is reasonably easy as long as the developer is there or the salesperson is there to help out. Resale properties would be for sure a lot harder. But at the moment, you can kind of imagine that we've got a viewing in around Christmas time, and the salesperson is a ski instructor, and he's going to ski with the family past the property that that they think that might be suitable for them. That kind of stuff is just like as you would always imagine. That's the kind of viewings that people want to experience. Imagine skiing down, the best sun is shining, snow is good. Just had a decent night skiing down and go, oh, what's that on the headline? And go, oh, that could be your property. Like, that is just beautiful.
High-fiving your son on the balcony on the way past.
Of course. And that's the kind of viewing experience that people are going for at the moment. That's the kind of headspace that people are in. That call that I got this morning from the guy that was just like, I just love Morzine. I'm up at Avoriaz. I'm having the best time. Like, there's so much going on. Like, you have to experience these things, and you and I have just kind of alluded to, it's difficult in the summer when that kind of happens, that you're not just getting that feeling and that energy of the resort, and you're a little bit like, I'm in an ahhing. We kind of asked people to go and view at that time, but you can now, everything's turning white. Everyone's in that frame of mind. People are getting giddy about, oh my God, imagine if this was our life, like perfect. But the caveat to that is, it's not easy to view properties, and everyone is super busy. That's all. So try and get your ducks in order. Be a bit organised. From the SnowOnly Plus side of it, notaires, currency, mortgages, wealth, if you kind of want to do it, speak to Jake as early as possible. And as you said, it's not a hard sell. It's just understanding some questions, getting some answers, and putting yourself in a slightly better position in order to make this kind of progress.
For sure. And we've got the 5-step guide on the site. We'll link it to the bottom of the video as well. So if you download that lead comes straight into me, and I can reach out off the back of that. But we find that a lot of our clients are using it as a useful tool for the season, just to make sure that they've got all their ducks in a row.
And if you are watching this video right to the end, I just also want to say that our merch and stuff, we've actually built a little merch page, so you can buy SnowOnly hoodies, you can buy SnowOnly t-shirts. I think Steve's designing some SnowOnly mugs, some hats, all that kind of stuff. Everyone seems to like our logo, so it's all to do with the ski. So we're super happy about it. So if you want to go and buy it, I'll put the link for the page on the video. But yeah, please feel free to go and put some
Discord as well, right, Mark?
Sorry?
And we've got the Discord as well, right?
Discord as well. Yeah, we do have a group. Actually, we limit to 100 people. That's just some exclusive offers and just some advice, some information that we tend not to put everywhere. So if you want to be part of that Discord group, again, we'll put the link in. We do it per country. So if you're interested in Austria, Italy, etc. Sometimes we might launch a development on there first, just to give people a little bit of a week before it kind of launches, just to give people a first option to decide. But generally, it's a bit of a discussion as well. If you find out some information about infrastructure, about how resorts are developing, about new properties, we tend to put that on there first. But as I said, we limit to 100 members. I think there's a few spaces left, but it's a good networking thing as well. And also access to us to ask us any questions about property, etc., etc. So yeah, great place to be.
Perfect. Thanks for your time, Mark. Appreciate it.
No worries. Let's have a catch up soon.
Yeah. Cheers. Thanks,
Cheers.
everyone.